I am working on a wedding reception, and I came across these images with these curtain backdrops with these really elegant chandeliers, and I'm really loving that. Now, since I am working on a budget, in today's show, I'm going to show you how I created my own version with these mini pre-lit chandeliers to go behind the bride and groom's table. To make my chandeliers, I'm using a couple of decorative acrylic bowls, crystal cut acrylic wine glasses, clear diamond shaped vase fillers, diamond wrap ribbon, tap lights, white satin ribbon, Gorilla clear grip glue, and the hot glue gun. So I'm going to start with these two decorative bowls. I'm making two chandeliers to go behind my bride and groom's table. And I'll attach this clear crystal cut acrylic glass to give it sort of the shape of a chandelier. So I want to center the base right in the center of the bowl, and I'm using a white crayon to draw around to make sure I glue it in the right place. I'm using Gorilla clear grip glue to glue the base on, just because I want to make sure this is permanently glued down. You could use probably hot glue, but I want to make sure it won't come apart. So I'm using the Gorilla clear grip glue. And I'm going to set these aside and let them dry completely for about an hour while I work on my next steps. So next, what I want to do is make my crystal pieces that will hang from the chandelier. And for that, I'm using diamond wrap ribbon and these acrylic crystal pieces. So these are vase fillers. You can get them from Dollar Tree, or this jar I got from Michael's. From Dollar Tree, of course, it'll cost only $1.25 for a bag. The bag will have about 60 pieces in it. And this container from Michael's, it has about, I believe, 130 pieces. And of course, these are more expensive. It's about $6.99 a jar. But I always have a coupon for Michael's, so you can get maybe 30% off. Also, the crystals from Michael's are a little bit bigger. They're a little bit wider in depth. But anyway, I had some crystal diamonds from Dollar Tree already. I couldn't find any more at Dollar Tree at the moment, so I'm not sure if they're still selling them or not. But like I said, you can get these at Michael's or maybe Hobby Lobby. So what I'm going to do to make my crystal strands is I'm going to cut the diamond wrap ribbon into one strand strip. So I'm just going to pull the whole roll off and cut a strand so that it just looks like a long diamond chain. And I will be using this as the links for my diamond pieces. Next, I'll cut this strand into smaller strands with 4 diamonds each on it. And these will be the links in between each of my crystals. I'm using one tiny drop of hot glue right at one of the facet edges to attach the strand to my crystal. And I'm doing one strand on each end, one at the top and one at the bottom. And I want to make sure they line up evenly and the strand is straight. And I usually put it on where the facet folds, right directly below the top one, so that it looks something like this. And I'll just continue to attach the crystals to the strands. And look at that. I think that's going to make beautiful, realistic crystal pieces. I think I'm going to make strands that have about 5 crystals each. Okay, so I finished making all the strands for my chandelier, and this is what I decided to do. I made 12 alternating strands, half with 4 crystals, half with 5 crystals, and these are going to go around the larger part of the bowl. Then I made 8 strands, each with 5 crystals, and those are going to go around the top part of the chandelier. Then finally I made 5 strands that will go around the bottom part of the chandelier, and these alternate between 4 and 5, but the last one actually has 6 crystals. That's going to go in the middle. So altogether I have 25 strands. I use 118 crystals, and so that would be about 2 bags of Dollar Tree crystals, or one container, less than 1 container of the Michael's crystals. Okay, so let's start putting this together. My piece is completely dry, and I have the total base. So before I put the crystals on, I want to make sure I'm able to hang this from the curtains or from the ceiling. So what I'm going to use to hang it is this ribbon. I have this satin white ribbon, and I'm going to use about a yard of 3 pieces. I'm just going to put a little hot glue right in the center of the top of the cup inside, and I am gluing 3 1-yard pieces inside the cup, evenly spaced. I'm also going to glue a strip of ribbon inside the cup, right at the edge, to cover those pieces up and to make sure they stay in place. And to make it neater, I'm going to glue some a strip on the outside to hide all of the imperfections. But I'm just going to put glue at the top edge so that the bottom edge will be loose and it won't look so wrinkly as it goes around. Another reason I'm putting the ribbon around the sides is to hide my light source, which is this tap light. I am going to use the tap light to light the chandelier. And I don't want the casing of the tap light to be seen, so the ribbon hides it. And as you can see, I can still see the bottom of this, so I'm going to put another level of ribbon under the first ribbon. And since the bottom part of that ribbon is open, I'm going to just slip this up a little bit underneath it. So that should completely hide the tap light. And now I'm just going to use a piece of ribbon to gather these pieces together. So I cut a small piece and I'm going to wrap it around the pieces and make a tube. I'm not gluing it to the pieces, I'm just making a little tube so that I could slide the pieces through it. I could slide the tube up and down, insert the light, and still have those pieces kind of come together. And this will look like a really nice light source for my chandelier. The chandelier will be up high enough so you won't see the top part of the tap light, and you won't be able to see the bottom because it's covered by the ribbon. And the rest, the top part of the ribbon, I think I might just braid it together. So now it's time to attach my crystal pieces. And I'm going to start with the middle part of the chandelier, the large part, and I'm going to attach the pieces alternating. I'll attach them onto the little points design that's already on the bowl. I'm going to put a little hot glue right at that widest point, and I'm going to take one diamond and bend it over on the side, and the second one will go on that point. And I'm gluing these strands to every other point on the bowl. Also, I'm alternating the strands, so I have the first one has 4 crystals and the second one has 5 crystals. Now I'm gluing my 5 crystal pieces to the top part of the chandelier, and these will be draping down to the next section. So I'm going to glue them like this. I'm going to start right over one of the pieces I'm going to start where the folds are, where my ribbon is, to sort of hide that. And again, I'm going to kind of wrap this around the top part of it, using just one crystal on that side and the other crystal at the top. And right where the bottom part of the crystal meets the next level, I'm going to put a little hot glue right there on the diamond and just glue that so that it's sitting straight up. And it makes a little curving crystal strand. And to make sure these pieces are spaced evenly apart, I'm going to turn this all the way over to the other side. And I'm going to put another link directly across from it on the other side, the same way. And all of these crystals at the top, all of these strands at the top have 5 crystals. Now I'm going to turn it and go halfway between the 2 strands and place another strand on one side the same way. And then finally I placed a 4th strand so that that diamond is facing up. Now I have 4 more crystal strands with 5 crystals on them, and I'm going to use those to place in between the 4 that I have up here at the top. But this time, instead of placing them on top of the crystals from the bottom level, I'm going to place them in between. And I'm going to actually let them sort of drape on over the side so that these crystal strands sort of alternate between having a curved loop and being a little bit tighter. And this is what that is looking like. Now let's put on the last crystals at the bottom. Okay, so I have 5 more crystals left, and they alternate between 4 and 5, and the last one has 6. So I'm going to put that one on first. I want that one to be right in the middle. It's the longest one. And I'm just going to glue the first 2 diamond part of the strand right in the center. And I'm going to hold this down. For each of these, you want to hold them down for like 20 seconds, just until the glue solidifies, especially this one that's going to be hanging. And then the other ones I want to hang on the edge of the bottom. So I'm going to put the first one, sort of make sure it is in between the other crystals. And I'm starting with the one that has 4 crystals. And again, I want these to be evenly spaced apart. So I'm going to go on the other side so that it's directly across from the one I just put down. And this one is also going to be 4 crystals so that it matches the one across from it. And the last 2 I'll glue in between the first 2. Okay, so for the bottom crystals, I decided I'd like to gather them together so that they sort of come down to a point. And to do that, I'm going to use a strand of diamond wrap and just sort of link the outer pieces together. So I'm going to start after 2 crystals and put a drop of glue on the diamond that's right at the bottom of of that strand. And I'm going to count 5 strands over, and then I'm going to glue a diamond to the next strand at the bottom I'm going to glue it, right directly over the diamond, the 5th diamond on over the bottom diamond on the next one, so that there are 4 diamonds in between each strand. And I'm just going to go around to connect those 4 diamonds on the bottom outer part, so that it looks like this. There are 4 diamonds linked together, and the center one is loose in the middle. And this is what it looks like with the light on. I love it. It makes a really nice light source for the chandelier. Puts off some really sparkly light and creates beautiful shadows. So I'm going to go back in and clean up all the webs from the hot glue. I'm using a large paintbrush to go in and sweep out all of those strands. That's the only thing about using the hot glue. You get so many hot glue strands, and the paintbrush really helps us sweep those out. Okay, so the wedding, the colors are purple and lavender, and I'm going to have a big wall with purple, lavender, white curtains, and flowers. So I set this up in my house to see how it would look. I have a pipe and drape double curtain stand, and I put my curtains up. The curtains are in velvet and silk, and I just tied the ribbon from the chandelier in between the 2 velvet curtains on the pipe with the white curtains, and just lowered it to the size that I wanted, and it looks really nice. I love how the chandelier gives it elegance and dimension, and it puts off a nice dramatic light. But I also have a bottom like spotlight to sort of emphasize this area. So I think this is how I'm going to hang the chandeliers for the wedding. And even though my chandeliers aren't as big or as dramatic as the ones in the pictures, they still look very elegant, and they came out great. I think they're going to look really nice behind the bride and groom's table. So I am all set. I have an idea of how everything's going to look. I got my fancy little chandeliers, and after I get this set up and steam all the wrinkles out of the curtains, I think it'll be a great reception. So I hope this gives you some ideas for your own event, and I will see you in the next video. Want more detailed instructions on some of these projects? On my Etsy store, for just a few dollars, you can get instant digital downloads of full-color step-by-step instructions with templates for some of your favorite projects. And check out my Amazon page, where you can pick up my multi-surface acrylic metallic paint, back in stock with 8 beautiful shimmering colors. You can mix millions of colors and create endless home beauty for indoor and outdoor projects. And while you're there, pick up my Book of Elegant Home Crafts Volume 1 with all your favorite projects together in one big beautiful colored step-by-step instruction book. You can now get separate e-project booklets, and also full-color printed project booklets will be available on Amazon. On my Amazon page, you'll see all my favorite crafting tools and supplies used on this show, and you can add them all to your cart for the one-click, fast and easy shopping and delivery convenience of Amazon. I'll be working every day to make crafting fun and easy for you. Follow me at Your House of Home and Your House of Home TV on all social media for extra home, food, and gardening tips.